put some fucking pants on and go outside and do some shit.
Nothing to do.
There's nothing to do.
Girl, there is nothing to do.
The Sandhills wants to know what time it is. It's time to get ready for the unlimited social scoop. Introducing Nothing to Do, the Sandhills Social Scene Podcast, straight from the Share Studios with your host, Dominique.
Hey guys, welcome to episode 13 of the Nuthin To Do Podcast with your girl, Dominique. Yeah, it's been a pretty wild ride, but I really appreciate all you guys for all of your support. And speaking of support, I want to send a huge shout out before I start talking and you know how my ADHD works. Jimmy and Brian at Share Studios, thank you guys for letting me take over at least 14 times a week. And a Cumulus Media Group, that's Rock 103, Q98, Magic 106.9, and 640 AM, which is our talk radio station. Make sure to check us all out. So this past week, I was blessed enough to do a full circle thing and go back to Douglasburg Middle in the gym where I started playing basketball to do career day. And it was so much fun. I got to see my friends, which, I mean, we're all in the same field, but we're all really, really good friends and we're very supportive. Like Tanika and Mo, for the Mo, you know, Shadana. Got to hang out with Keem a little bit. Got to see my friend Paula's son, who's a student at Douglasburg Middle. And my friend Carla, who is one of the coolest like nerds, and she knows exactly what I mean when I say that. This girl is very educated, but she's still one of the coolest people that I've met in my adult life. But it was just a pleasure to be back there and be a hawk for a half a day and also meet some new people, right? Because it's all about networking, even though I'll tell you a little bit later on how that terrifies me. That word just terrifies me. And I have plenty of career days coming up. And I'm just really excited and blessed to have someone want me to be there, because that's a pivotal moment in at least one of the children's lives that walk through that gym or classroom, wherever you may have it, to see something and realize that, oh, this person went to my school. I could do that too. Wait, your teacher used to tell you that you were really talkative and now you get paid to talk? Bet, sign me up. So that was a really good, feel good experience for me. Especially when it's I don't know if it's like eclipses. Brian, how do you say multiple eclipses? He's shaking his head. Never mind. Season going on, but I'm telling you, I may feel down, but I'm not going to look it. And sometimes you just got to push through with that mental health thing. But another thing that makes me feel really good is we have a brand influencer that's going to come on and talk to you guys about what is branding. I never really knew what that meant. And just like quadratic expressions, I still don't quite know, but I have a formula. So I thank her for coming on the show. And then let's talk about the crown. I have been invited to be a crown influencer and didn't know what that meant either, but we're going to talk about that a little bit later. And I'm honored to be a part of that squad as well. So hang tight. It's going to be a long one, but it's stupid informative. Can I say that, Brian? Sure. Brian corrects me all the time. It's great. I love it. So hang tight. It's Nothing to Do, episode 13. I hate finger guns, but I do it a lot. Episode 13 of the Nothing to Do podcast. And, you know, I always like to touch on little subjects here and there and the people that do those subjects. And I hate this question because I never know how to ask it. And it's, what is your brand? And you're like, brand? Like my brand of cereal? Because it's definitely Honey Nut Cheerios. But that's not what they're talking about. And luckily for us, we have experts, right? These SMEs that know everything about brands. And the first person to come to mind, my mind, is part of the curly-headed collective, right? Because we up in here. Amber Little. What's that? Look at these curls popping.
Yeah, because my barber refused to cut the top off.
Okay.
She's like, you've spent too much time growing those curls. I can't cut them off.
I mean, they were perfect though.
It's like, now that I can embrace them.
Yes.
Because I was one of those girls that like fried the hair with the flat iron when I was younger.
I feel like it's a cultural thing, kind of.
It really was.
Because the ones that raised us were taught that they were only beautiful with curly hair. And now my mom is asking me for hair products for her curly hair. And I have to remind her that back when I was like in high school, I was nappy. Now you want to be nappy too? But anyways, I'm sorry. Childhood trauma unloaded.
Yeah, it's okay. But thank you, Tracy Ellis Rice, for creating Pattern and all of the other beautiful people out there who have created products for the curly hair, especially us mixed girls. We appreciate that, baby, because, you know, this stuff it get a little hard to get attainable.
And then when you're like me, and you might be mixed, but you're not for sure, because everybody tells me I'm mixed. Because you got freckles.
That way.
I don't know if that's a genetic indicator, but I have different types of hair. So it's like, this is tight, this is doing this thing, this is wavy. So thank you to all of the experiments that I have under my sink. And hopefully I can figure out what to use.
I
right now
definitely tried. Do you have a protective style that you do at night? Mm-hmm. You do? Mm-mm. No. Yeah. I felt like that little was kind of Find a twist pattern that works for your hair, and then just find a good moisturizer, a good curl moisturizer, and you just take it, part it, do those twists at night, wrap that bad boy up, because I bet you're not wearing a silk bonnet at night either.
All right, so guys, when we talk about brands, tell us about you, Amber. Calling me out.
Well, look, I don't even wear a silk bonnet. I can tell, like, because I don't wear it.
I have a silk pillow that ends up on the floor because it's slippery.
Yeah, well, I don't wear a silk bonnet because that ends up underneath the bed the morning after. I'm a rough sleeper. I don't know. Does anybody have one that has like a zip tie for real on it? That like
apparently there's that one on TikTok where he like ties balls to it and swings it around like bowling balls and stuff, and it never comes off. And it's even fight tested, where, you know, girls be like, and they'll be pulling on the bonnets and the bonnets don't come off.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'll
find it.
Brand. You have two beautiful sisters here who would love to represent your bonnet brand. So if you have a bonnet brand that's going to pull tight on that scalp and make sure that it don't slip off while I'm asleep, please give me a shout out online, social medias, Amber Little. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
So tell us about you. Where are you from? Well, we'll go where you're from.
Okay, I am actually from Bladen County. I am from Elizabethtown, North Carolina.
E-Town.
See, I love it because I know people have been there and spent time there when they call it E-Town. Like, I'm like, oh, you called it E-Town.
Yes.
That's right. You spent some time there. You've had a Melvin's burger or two.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes. So I'm originally from Elizabethtown. This was the city for us. I think Fayetteville sometimes forgets that it's the city to a lot of these little like rural areas. So we came to Fayetteville to eat. We came to Fayetteville to play. Fayetteville was it. And so I lived in Wilmington for a time, came here and fell back in love with the city when I moved here. So yes, originally from Bladen County. I do have the accent, baby. I just, living in the city has kind of, you know, it's brought it down a little bit, but yes.
Yeah, my voice and articulation coach at ECU said that I sound like a Black Ellie Mae Clampett. And so I was not allowed to talk to my Uncle Terry, who even years later, we still talked on the phone, and I sound so country, like I'm about to skin a rabbit and put it in a crock pot for you guys.
Yep, no, no, same. So accent story for me, I was at Appalachian State. I did not graduate from Appalachian State, but woo woo Mountaineers. I'm gonna give my almost alma mater shout out. Cape Fear Community College. That's my alma mater, baby. Yeah. But I was at Appalachian State, and we had a group of Japanese exchange students come over. Okay. So we're in our little freshman orientation class. They come over. We have this big like circle where we're just kind of just having a cultural exchange, talking about what school is like for them, what growing up like kindergarten through 12th grade was for them, as opposed to us, you know. So all of these things. So I get ready to talk, and it's me and the two people from West Virginia sitting beside each other. Okay. Now, I'm from Eastern North Carolina. I didn't know that our accent was different than Western North Carolina till I got that way. So we're talking and I'm asking my question. And then the next thing I know, one of the Japanese students raised their hand and they talk to their teacher. And the teacher goes, she wants to know why the accent is so heavy. They can't understand her.
Wait, time out.
Because they knew some English. They didn't know Southern English.
Oh, okay.
Our accents were literally too heavy for them to understand English coming out of me. And now when the two West Virginians talk, it was bad. They didn't understand a word they said. And I love my two little West Virginia people, but we were the countryest thing there. We were. And I'm one of those people, if I'm around you and you have a really heavy accent, I will pick it up.
I'm going to pick it up.
I'm going to pick it up.
When I'm comfortable around you, I'm going to pick it up.
I do. When I'm around my New York friends, they'll turn around and be like, when you get back. And I'm like, well, y'all around me. Like, I'm sorry. I just pick up on accents. I'm sorry. Yeah. So, but now being here, I have noticed when I hear myself talk now, my business partner, Sylvia Glant, picks on me all the time. She's like, you sound like you're on the news.
Look, because she is proper. Sylvia, don't do it. So...
You sound like you're on the news. I was doing the promo for Future Rich Aunties, and she goes, you sound like a news anchor.
Maybe.
I was like, look, listen now. Here's my explanation for that. Mm-hmm. There's two. You're only getting two. There's no in between. You're either getting code switching Amber or Amber. Like, which one do you want? Because there's not a lot of in between in those two.
And that code switch, I was talking to one of the comedians that came on the show a while back, and well, there's two, Slim and DeMarcus, and they were going back and forth because Slim was picking on DeMarcus for sounding so white, and it was so easy. And like once he started picking on him, I started noticing how he just switched back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And I was like, oh, there's a pull because I'm over here on the professional side and Slim's from like the country. So I'm like, this poor thing is having a whole internal battle. But I get it because when I started doing radio and television, they told me this is the Midwestern accent. You have to talk like this.
Yeah.
But it takes away from our brand, which I'm gonna have you define for me.
Yeah,
I still don't understand.
So okay, yeah. So your brand is your voice.
Okay,
it's who you are. It's who. So for you, your brand is you encompass your brand, right? Mm-hmm. Because you do radio, because you do podcasts. Everything about you, from the way you enter a room, from the way you look, is your brand. Because you represent yourself. Mm-hmm. For business owners, for professionals, they're representing their company's brand. So like Chick-fil-A has a brand, right? We know they're not open on Sunday. They're Christian. Yeah. They are not going to apologize for it. They are Christian. They are not open on Sunday, no matter how bad you want that sandwich. They're not open on Sunday. That's their brand. And you're always going to get, hello, welcome to Chick-fil-A. My name is Stephanie. Can I help you today?
My pleasure.
It was my pleasure. Right? Yeah. So that's their brand. That's her brand. It's Southern hospitality. It is, yes, we're a fast food restaurant, but we're never going to be in such a rush that we can't treat you like family. Okay. Right? Yeah. That's the brand. Cracker Barrel. Oh, that's a good Southern place to eat with the store in the front. Now, they've also had some brand but you know, that's what happens when you don't hire the right people. But so brand is what you want to carry from the front end, from the back end to the front end. Mm-hmm. So Amber Little Marketing, my brand is I am an individual, right? But one of the things that I wanted to expand about my brand, yes, I'm a mom. Okay. But one thing I wanted to make sure that I express in my brand is that I am a mom, but I am also Amber Little.
Yes.
Because for moms, that line gets blurred. Mm-hmm. And especially if you have a husband at home, then that line is split 3 ways. So it's you, and then you're this person's partner, and then you're this person's mom. And in both of those people's lives, you're playing a part. Mm-hmm. And then you forget to nurture you, who you were. Like when my child calls me Amber, I know for me, I don't know how it was for other adults, but when my child called me Amber for the first time, my daughter was like, Amber. I didn't even get mad because it was a reminder. No, because it was a reminder from my daughter that I'm a person outside of mom. Mm-hmm. it was like, you know what? Yes, I am Amber. Like, and you need to know that Amber is a separate person from mom.
So
Because that's important for you to understand, is that mom is a person, but Amber is a person too. And your mom and Amber have different dreams, goals, and expectations. Me as your mom, I have goals and dreams and expectations for you and our family. But as Amber Little, I have those for myself, and I still have those for myself. And it's still very much healthy to have those for yourself, even as a mom.
So it's okay to have multiple brands within.
Yes, absolutely. As long as they are consistent. So I'm fun, right? I cuss a little bit.
I do.
So my
I
brand
bet.
is always going to be that, whether it's just for me or whether it's with my children. You know, I'll say F them kids in a heartbeat. I love my children, but F them kids, bro. Like, parenting is ghetto.
Yeah.
Like, highly don't recommend unless you really dedicated to the cause. Like, no, really, y'all. So
I see that with a lot of my friends.
yes,
Sorry.
like I love them, but I think that the misconception is that, especially the generations before us, because reproduction was a must. You have to reproduce. It wasn't this question of, am I going to reproduce? It was, when am I going to reproduce? And we no longer live in that mode. I don't want us as a society to keep living in survival mode, because we're no longer in the Great Depression. We're no longer, well, we still have some financial crisis, like shit's just too high.
The rent's too damn high.
Food's too damn high. Like, everything's too damn high. But you know, it is, and then I just look, squirrel ADHD. We went from everything too high, and I'm like, you know what? Everything is high.
I wish.
I know, right? So where was I at?
You were saying about...
And you weren't even paying attention either.
I was, but then I started thinking about what you said at everybody's time. So you were saying that we're not in that mode where
Yes,
we
we're
have
not.
to
Yes,
have
where we have to have a
reproduction.
lot of children. Because here's the thing: my godparents are in their 80s. Okay, so for them, it was about creating help for the farm. Especially in an agriculture state like North Carolina. You don't have that so much in the North because it wasn't an agriculture state. Sorry, my history major is coming in. Sorry, I'm a history major, you guys. I'm a history major. So down here in the South, because we were still very much agriculture heavy, the Rip Van Winkle state, people were pushed or you know, encouraged to have multiple children, a lot of children, because that's who was going to take care of the farm. And then you had them for long periods of time. So your oldest could be 20 and your youngest could be 2.
Okay.
You know, and then the 20-year-old is now kind of cycling over and maybe has their own family, but still helping you. We're no longer in that. And so I catch flack from other moms for saying this. I love my children. Let me reiterate this with, I love my children.
Yes. 'Cause they look just like
It is not necessary to push reproduction on our children at this point. Global warming, the food shortage, why would we push more over population? Like, more, why would we push that? So I'm I tell my daughter all the time, I'm like, I don't ever expect for you to give me grandchildren. If you do, that's awesome. But if I never become a grandma, that's okay. Because we have our relationship. I don't validate myself as a woman on traditional values.
okay.
So being a mother, yes, while it was taught to me, you know, oh, this is what you have to do naturally as a woman, it just was never anything that I was like, oh yeah, like when are you gonna have? I didn't have my first baby until I was 25. Because I was in no rush. And then I didn't have the next one until I was 30.
So do you feel like with growing up in the middle of nowhere
Yes.
and having those kind of values a little, I guess you're saying like they were still kind of projected on you.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Is that what made you want to help people find their voice? Like, what made you want to go into that?
So I have always been a creative, right? But I've always been told to kind of keep that in a box. Like, the creative box looks like this. This is all you can do with the creative box. And I finally got to a point where I was like, you know what? No, that's not all I can do with the creative box. You know, I wanted to be a writer when I was growing up, and my parents were like, you know, and you can be a writer, but it's not really going to make any money. You should definitely be a school teacher. That's a viable. That didn't age well. Dad, that didn't age well.
I wish y'all could see Brian's face right now.
No, well, I come from a family of educators. So anyway,
I was an educator.
I have been to early childhood. But I have always been told you're too big for a space. Dim yourself down. You're too loud. Now I'm partially deaf in one ear, but you know, just in general, I'm just too loud. I'm just too much. You know, it was like, oh God, Amber, like, and I'm like, why? Why? Well, because this is the expectation of you. But why? I'm like, but why is that the expectation of me? Because this is how you want people to view you. I'm like, but why do I want people to view me that way? Why would I even care? I've never been a keeping up with the Joneses type of person. Like when anything from my family felt like that's kind of where it was going, I was like, hey, you can keep that to yourself. I don't want that advice. You can keep that to yourself because I'm not trying to keep up with anybody. And so I found myself just kind of, the pandemic was like, I did my art. Yeah. Like I went full into my art. I was like, you know what? Art. Yeah. I'm going to actually live it. This thing that my parents said that I couldn't do to make a living, I'm going to do it. And then I started writing. I started freelance writing for a magazine here. And that's gotten me like an interview with CeCe Winans. Yes. And so I just was like, you know what? No, I am everything that they said that I could not do and I could not be with this personality, I have accomplished. And so I was like, you know what? Why don't I help other people find their voice? What is my brand? What do I want to come across for my business, for me? Because I tell people all the time, you are a brand too, even as a professional. Your business has a brand, but then you have a brand as well. You know, your business brand could be focusing on this, but your brand personally could be about something completely different. You know, and there's always ways to tie those in. Like Sylvia. I'll use Sylvia as an example because I love Sylvia. Yes. Sylvia's out here. She's she's a hustler. Okay. She's a business owner. She's competent in what she does. And she is rocking it out. She has Personamint Solutions and she has Future Rich Aunties. That she is the owner of Personamint Solutions and the founder of the Future Rich Aunties. And then she herself is a speaker. And when she speaks, what started her Personamint Solutions journey to owning that business was her identity being stolen and them ruining her credit. And it put her on her path to starting her business to credit repair because she had to do it by herself. And she's like, well, if I got to do it for myself, I can build a business that can do it for other people. Future Rich Aunties. She was inspired by so many of the other female business owners that are here. And she wants it to be a collective of women where we can learn from one another. She has, the Future Rich Aunties gives you early access to federal grants, state grants. We stay in the know about the latest things, the bids, the contracts here locally. We're getting ready to start being able to be in the first to know about bids for the state. We're staying connected and we want to keep our members connected. And so Future Rich Aunties is a membership-based organization for women, professional women who want to be professional women, because I want people to know that it's not just for women who are already successful. Future Rich Auntie, meaning we haven't made it there yet, right? We're going to be Future Rich Aunties. And there are some aunties that are already, got their bag, but they're still riding with us. And all of that knowledge that they've got and that bag that they've got, they're turning around and they're bringing it back to the Future Rich Aunties that are trying to make it. And so the Future Rich Aunties Business Conference is coming up here in April, from the April 11th, 12th, and 13th. It's a 3-day conference. You can go on the website and get tickets, but it is going to be 3 days of just women empowerment, and not just in women empowerment, because I think people, they'll go women empowerment and they'll go, oh, we're just going to a pep rally. No, we are having master classes. Okay. We are having master classes. So I am teaching the master class on marketing and content creation, which will include your branding. We have master classes all day on Friday. We have financial literacy for business, getting loans for businesses. You name it, we've got a master class for it. That's going to be at Blissful Alchemist. We have VIP. If you are, if you got your little bag up and you can afford the VIP status, go ahead. Because we're gonna get that massages, the facials. We're gonna be eating some sushi. We're having a good time. So, it's about coming together, sharing knowledge, and expanding. We have classes online through the website that business owners can take so that they can get more up to par on their financial literacy, so that they can understand the organization behind a business. Because a lot of times businesses will go, oh, I just need marketing. But they
don't really know. I don't think they know what it means. They just know a word.
Exactly. Because here's the thing. People forget print marketing. Everyone's like, social media, websites. And I'm like, yeah, that's cool. But when you're driving, you still got to pass a bus and a billboard. You still look at those things. When you're sitting behind the bus, you're still looking at the nice little sign on the back of the bus. Like, I can name 3 businesses right now that are on the back of a Fayetteville City bus because
Marcus Bell Salon.
Yes, one.
I think Edric Williams is still on one, right?
Yes, and then my Japanese restaurant, my authentic Japanese street food restaurant. I do not want to mispronounce the name.
Y'all know where it's at.
Y'all know what I'm talking about.
The best Korean fried chicken in pho that I had.
Yes, it's amazing.
Listen, turn up.
And let me tell you something. And don't let it be on Grove Street try to stray you away because they be talking junk. Ichiyaku, I think it's the name. I don't know. We are probably murdering that. We are sorry. We really love you guys. Listeners.
I can barely do English.
Look, they are amazing. And don't let anybody discourage you from coming to the east side of Fayetteville, because it is safe.
It is. Like, I wish that I know we've gone through so many brandings with the Can Do City and the All American City, and we don't like to be called Vietnam anymore. Yeah. Well, if we don't like to be called Vietnam, then we should change our mindset about Fayetteville in general.
Yeah, see, here's the thing. That's why I use that hashtag Fayetteville by choice.
Yes.
I use that hashtag. I believe in living in this city, growing this city into what you want it. Like, because people can complain all day. Okay, people can complain all day. And I'm going to be honest with you. Some of y'all is acting like preschoolers. Like, I've never seen so much complaining than when I taught, like, 3-year-olds. Like, like, proactive, you guys. We're grown-ups. We're grown-ups. We can actually be proactive. The kids, they're not so much.
But isn't that an acne medicine? Branding.
I know, right? Yeah, let's be proactive instead of reactive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we spoke about the business conference, and you mentioned there's going to be master classes, VIP jump off where y'all getting facials and eating some really good sushi. Yeah. What else do you guys have going on?
So we have that Saturday. It's going to culminate to the awards and fashion show that you will be emceeing at the Lovely.
Hi. It's that words thing. I don't know why people keep trusting me to do.
It's fun.
It's because I like to conversate.
Yeah, it's
look at Brian's face. Look at Brian's face. He gets so mad when I say that word.
Oh, conversate. Oh, okay.
Biggie Smalls told me it was a thing. Anyways,
y'all English teacher or just a grammar Nazi?
A grammar Nazi.
Just that one word. It's just the one. Okay. We're gonna conversate.
We're gonna conversate about the fashion and the awards.
Yes, we are. And I am creative directing the fashion show.
Okay.
First one.
Yes.
Super excited though. Nice. Super excited. Like I tell my my models who are volunteer.com, which means free.com.
Yes.
So I love you ladies. Yes. I tell them, I'm not looking for New York Fashion Week from you guys. I'm having fun, and I'm showing off these styles that women can wear. And that's what I'm looking for from them. And so the fashion show is really just going to be about having fun.
Okay.
And we have our junior Future Rich aunties that are going to be there, including your niece too. Yes. And so they will be donning some attire as well. So we're super excited, man. Like I've got the playlist started for the fashion show, so I'm excited.
Yay.
Yes.
So like, can you just drop some names of some boutiques, or we got
no. So Purpose in Motion, she is a vintage thrifter.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And so her pieces are one of a kind, usually one of her pieces. And then we have Fabulous Finds, which is right downtown, which they are great for work attire, casual attire for the professional woman. If and we have different styles because I know that I'm eclectic in my style, but that's also because I'm a Libra and I'm a peacock, and so I like nice things and I'm attracted to pretty things, and so my style can be all over the place. One day I could go very goth emu, and then the next day I could be like a bright rainbow.
Yeah. Rainbowic emo.
Yeah. I'm like Wednesday and her roommate. You know, it's one is dark, one is like. But yes. So Fabulous Finds is she's very light, very airy. Purpose in Motion. She's very classy, can be very sexy depending on the pieces that you get from her. And then the awesome and amazing Babe Supporting Babes, which is the nonprofit that we are going to be highlighting at our fashion show. So Babe Supporting Babes is a clothing line from Blissful Alchemists, which is a wellness collection of over 20 female business owners. And Babe Supporting Babes, I think it's 100%, a large percentage of the sales that from their t-shirt line and their sweatshirt line, their clothing line, goes into a collective pot so that when one of them is sick or has to be out for maternity leave because they are small business owners without those benefits, they pull from the pot to pay their rent at the job, at the space. And so it is something that Brittany, who is the owner of Blissful Alchemist, the founder of Blissful Alchemist, is something that she is looking to spread out further into Fayetteville and offer to other female business owners in Fayetteville that are outside of Blissful Alchemist. So we're super excited to support that.
What you're saying is I need to get my Babe Supporting Babe shirt so I can support my babes.
There you go.
Absolutely.
Okay. Absolutely.
Will there be vendors at?
There will be vendors on Friday and Saturday.
Okay.
Yep. Cool. And Saturday you'll be able to shop. After the fashion show and the award show, you'll be able to shop, and have a good time. Network. Bring those business cards, ladies. Bring those business cards. Bring them.
So one thing about me, I know I'm in the public eye a lot, but networking is so nerve-wracking.
Okay.
It's like dating. What's your favorite color?
Yeah, I know.
Why do you do what
I know. Yeah.
I don't like it.
Okay, so I used to sell insurance. Funny fact, I used to sell insurance. Aflac. I used to sell Aflac. I've done everything, but my favorite quote, I literally used to be told, "Oh God, you're a jack of all trades," and my dad would go, "Jack of all trades, but a master of none." And I'd be like, but then I found out one day that there's a whole nother part to that quote, darling.
What is it?
So I'm probably not gonna quote it just right.
I like paraphrasing
right now, but we're gonna paraphrase this, okay? And Shakespeare, paraphrasing Shakespeare. So a jack of all trades and a master of none is oftentimes not as good as is oftentimes better than the master of one. A jack of all trades is better. A jack of all trades is a master of none, but oftentimes better than a master of one. So yes, it's awesome to be a master of one, but oftentimes the jack of all trades is the one who needs to be used.
So I'm not crazy.
No, you're not crazy. That's why
Brian made a face. I really need this split screen thing to happen because you guys got to see Brian's facial expressions.
I think there should be a producer cam, like on Ellen.
Yes. Okay.
Not that we're trying to give Ellen props because I feel like everything will get you canceled now. Not supporting Ellen. When you don't want to fight your internet.
We'll talk about all the things off camera that we need to about those who are getting canceled. Our whole childhood's getting canceled. But I do want to appreciate you for coming on.
Thank you.
Now,
also, I'm a crown influencer.
Yes.
With my fellow beauty right here.
And I'm gonna have a crown member come on to talk about all the things.
That segue for you?
I do. And the crazy thing about the crown though is they've got so much stuff going on.
Right? I'm excited. I've looked at the lineup. I'm like, okay, and for that, and for that, and for that one, and
then being a jack of all trades, you want to go to every single.
You do want to go to everything. You're like, no, I can do everything. No, I'm interested in all of it.
Yeah.
Jason Aldean, put me out there.
Ooh,
I'll put my cowboy boots on.
Can we?
Ooh, let's.
Okay, perfect.
I'm just saying, I feel like we have just sold ourselves.
There's our proposal.
It's about time for him to come, isn't it? Yeah. He's like every 6 months. Yeah.
He's coming in the summer, right? Well, right?
Right, yeah. No.
There is a country artist coming in the summer, and I do have to send a big shout out to Brandon over at Beasley with Stars and Guitars, because y'all got country on lock, bro.
Yeah. Oh, by the way,
I get props where props are due.
Well, I went to the CCMAs
Oh,
this year.
okay.
At House of Blues. It's fun.
Oh,
It's exciting.
Tell people where they can find you on the socials. Like, you're
everything. No, that was really awesome though. I was like, wow, they do it big in Myrtle Beach for country. But no. So you can find me on Facebook at Amber Little. You can find me on Instagram at Amber Little, the Amber Little brand, and you can find me on TikTok. Although I don't really know how long they're gonna be around. So I mean, you could go there and maybe try to find me. I don't know how long you're gonna have access to it. I don't know. Like, here's the thing. When you're old, if you got a gray hair, they be banning you on TikTok. They be like making you get like 300 views. They're like, oh no, it's an old person. Low views.
They're rude.
Well, they trauma bond on TikTok. I don't do that.
But
I
the
like to
whole
be
thing
funny.
is, all y'all gonna go to your hairstylist and dye your hair gray anyway. So just let us have it.
It's Gen Alpha really on there, making fun of our generation.
They're not really alphas. Alphas are more quiet and they lead in silence.
Okay,
But anyways,
that's in Gen Zers.
Okay. So, and future Rich Anis, we'll make sure to go ahead and put that up for you guys, so you can still get tickets.
Yes, absolutely. Tickets will be are still on sale. Please go. Oh, you can actually use a discount. It's Friends 20. I just gave you a special something. So make sure you use it, Friends 20, on the Future Rich Aunties website. And yeah, make sure you check me out on my social medias. I do branding, styling for brands. So if you feel like you need a stylist, I try to, make sure you can go and check out my outfits on my social medias so that you can see that I got a little bit of style. But yes, go ahead and check me out. Send me an inbox. I'd love to work with you. But yes, thank you for having me. I've had so much
for
fun.
coming on, and I cannot wait. I have a surprise for you guys. We're not going to talk about it yet, but it's still dealing with the little family. So episode 13, of the Nothing to Do podcast. Bye. Hi, Nothing to Do, episode 13. Can you believe we've gotten this far? I know I said it last week. Just get over it. Let me have my own little shine. So when you think about certain things in Fayetteville and how that one thing kind of ties everything together, it's kind of amazing. Like, for instance, back in 1993 in the theater as a child, I watched my aunt and my current best friend walk across the stage for Douglasburg High School. And then across the parking lot in 2001, me and almost 300 of my best friends, even if you didn't let me get over it, you're still one of my best friends, from Douglasburg High School, walked across the stage and became, I guess, true adults at the Coliseum. So when you think about the Crown, you may think about all the events and activities that they have going on. But I think about all of the major milestones that I've had in my life. Hell, I just graduated from Fayetteville State last May in that Coliseum, and it was like completely full circle. And I can't wait to see and talk to the people who are making the Crown run about all the cool things that they're doing to make more future memories for us and our families, or just for ourselves. Focus on you, babe. Be selfish. Sitting with me, I have Anna from the Crown. Hi, babe.
Hi, how are you?
I am tired.
Felt that it's already been a week and it's almost only Tuesday.
Yes. Well, tell us a little bit about you.
So my name is Anna Deaton. I'm the marketing manager at the Crown Complex. I'm a Fayetteville native.
Woo, woo.
I actually grew up in Lafayette Village right by Douglasburg. So
Yes.
that's great. I didn't know that about you. I went to college in UNC Chapel Hill.
Okay.
Go Heels.
Go Heels.
For any Tar Heel fans, rooting for them in the Sweet 16. But yeah, I actually attended my first ever concert at the Crown when I was in second grade. It was Reba McEntire and Kelly Clarkson.
Nice.
And that began my concert obsession. I'm like 50 concerts deep now and in the industry. And it's a dream come true to work here at the Crown and full circle again.
Yes, full circle. It's like everybody is like, oh, well, you're trapped. That's why you keep coming back. Fayetteville is a black hole. But it's opened up so many opportunities for us. Like when I worked at Rock 103 the first time, I got to see Stained and Chevelle right there in the Crown Coliseum. And it was one of my favorite shows until Seven Dust showed up with Shine Down. And that I just pretty much cried the whole thing. I'm emotional, by the way.
Same. I'm a crier. I cried everything. Happy, sad, mad. There's going to be tears.
Why not? There's tears and just deal with it, right?
Yeah.
I guess, is that a Fayetteville thing?
Maybe.
Who do we know? So what got you involved? Like, what was your route that you took to get to work at the Crown in marketing?
Yeah, so I graduated from UNC Chapel Hill in May 2023, so coming up on a year of graduation.
Congrats.
Thank you. I studied advertising and public relations, and it was great. I learned from a lot of amazing professors in the practice who taught me the most amazing things.
Yeah.
I did a case study on Ticketmaster and PR crises, because Ticketmaster was going through a major crisis at that time. And I used that in my resume, and I think I saw the job posting for it in like May or June. And at the time I was like, well, a girl's got to pay her bills.
The bills are gonna be there.
Yeah. So I just took a job in Southern Pines as a property manager. It wasn't my dream, but I needed to make some money. I wasn't the most happy because I just wasn't doing the things that I wanted to do. And one day I got a call from Maddie, my boss at the Crown, and she was like, hey, we would love to have you interview for this position. We loved your resume. And it just came at the perfect time, like all the stars aligned. And I started in November, so I'm coming up on 6 months there, and it's been the best.
Yeah, so it feels good to be back home.
Yes. At first I was like, gosh, I'm moving back to Fayetteville. Like, I thought I was going to move to New York or Nashville. And then I saw the prices associated with that. And I was like, you know, I'm going to go back to my roots and see like what I can do in my city, the city who did so much for me, and what I can give back to it while I'm here. So.
Okay. So working at the Crown, you've had a lot of interesting things happen, and now you guys are really revving up into the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, April is our busy month. There's something happening almost every day, it seems like. We have Kevin Hart coming up, which is a big deal. 2 shows for him, almost sold out. We have Bert Kreischer. We're super excited. He's going to be in the Coliseum. Leanne Morgan has 2 shows at the theater, Tattoo Convention, Comic-Con, John Mellencamp, a bunch of smaller events. It's nonstop for us. We're busy and we want to break, but at the same time, we're so thankful to be in this position where stuff is coming to us, and it seems nonstop, but that's like the best scenario we could ever have.
Absolutely. Yeah. I like to say that busy means money.
Exactly. Yeah.
So busy me up, boss.
Yeah.
Which one of those that you have going on are you the most excited about personally?
Okay, it's a toss-up.
Okay.
I'm really excited for Kevin Hart because of the buzz associated with it.
Yes.
Everyone in Fayetteville was just absolutely shocked that we got him, and he's not coming to another venue in North Carolina. This is it for him. And people are like, how did you get him? And it's like, because of you. Like, if you show up to our events, we get more bookings. Agents will see that we're getting a ton of attendees, and they're like, oh, Fayetteville's a happening place.
Yes.
Like, we want to come here. The people here are good. Obviously, we have to build relationships with these promoters on our end and make sure that we're doing business well, and we're keeping those relationships with like Live Nation, Outback, AEG, all of those people. But at the end of the day, it's the community who really brings that to us, which we're super grateful for. But I'm surprisingly excited for Bert Kreischer too.
Okay.
I had a meeting with his team the other day, and they were just like so nice and so enthusiastic, just wanting to do whatever it takes to get a crowd out there for Fayetteville. So I think those are
your 2?
Yeah.
Can I be a nerd? Of course.
Go for it.
The one I'm most excited about is Comic-Con because I get to dress up. I'm debating between Tina from Bob's Burgers or Alana from Archer, or maybe just a mixture of both.
I mean, it's a multi-day convention, so you could do both.
It is, and there's not a lot of makeup involved, just wigs. So, so what is, I would say, your past events were your favorite out of all at the Crown?
Gosh, Wanda Sykes was super special for me because I got to meet her, and she was so nice. Everyone was like, was she just as funny meeting her as she is on stage? And I was like, shockingly, not in the way that you would think. She had a very calming presence. She was just so nice. Her family was there. Her dog was there. It was just, like talking to someone that you would like meet at the grocery store. She was so kind. But also Beach Boys was cool because that was the first event I ever worked
Oh, nice.
at the Crown. And I grew up listening to them. I would sit in my car seat in my mom's car and put on Barbara Ann and jam out to it. And my mom and grandma were able to come for that one. So
That's cool.
yeah, it was like 3 generations of Beach Boys fans just rocking it out there. And I got to meet them as well. So yeah.
Okay. So April's going to be jam-packed. What do you got going on in May?
May, we have Rick James Super Freak is coming.
I want to see that. Brian, you want to go see that? All right, cool.
Yeah, and then we have the Mother's Day show.
That's a huge gospel lineup.
Huge.
Yes.
Major names.
Yes.
And I don't know, I think I'm just excited for those. And May like definitely slows down for us.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much all that's going on
Okay.
for May.
So I told Seth, I need a rock show. Okay. I need a well, not really hardcore, but close to enough because I can't mosh and do all those things that I used to back in my 20s.
We'll get you a seat and not GA.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. I need a rock show. So, but I'm really excited to see how much you guys are giving the city. I know a lot of times, previous years, everybody was like, well, what are they doing? And now you're like really showing people. And that's kind of like along the same mindset of my mission with Nuthin To Do is to show you, like, we've been having things. We just need you to show up and show out, right?
Yeah.
So I appreciate you guys for coming. I appreciate everything you guys do. Even the influencer thing. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, so in January, we launched our Crown Influencer program. Dominique is one of them. Super excited to have her on. And we basically just wanted to pull in some of the people who know our community best and know the people, interact with them on a daily basis, and give them an opportunity to spread the word about our events and have them attend it. Some influencers have never been to the Crown before, so we've been able to bring them in and show them what we're all about and the kind of events we can put on. And we're doing our biggest influencer group ever with Harlem Globetrotters. I know you're going to be attending.
I'm so excited about this. So my Harlem Globetrotters story is I was 16, little cheerleader at Douglas Byrd, and my uncle was a truck driver, and he got us courtside tickets. And I was about 5'10", 5'11" at that time too. So this basketball player trips looking at me, and my uncle does one of these and pushes me back and looks at the basketball player and gives him one of those. But I'm really excited about this.
I'm excited. We're having you all in a section to sit together, to mingle. You know a lot of the influencers who are coming. Some of them you don't know. So I'm just excited for everyone to meet, build a stronger community, shout each other out, get content together, but also just attend the game, promote it, tell Fayetteville what's happening. We ended up getting, I believe it's a Friday slot this year because people really showed out to the Crown last year for it. And typically we would get like a weekday spot because it didn't sell as well. But last year, you know, Fayetteville showed out.
Yes.
So they're like, we're going to give you one of our most coveted spots. So we're hoping that Fayetteville does the same for us again this year and comes out and just has a good time with their family. So
I know that we both have relationships with Ticketmaster and Live Nation, but it's still encouraged to come see us at the box office right there at the Crown to come get your tickets. What are the box office hours?
They are 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Sometimes I think it might close at 5 p.m. and we're closed on Sundays. So it's a very big window. If you buy tickets at the box office, that eliminates the Ticketmaster fees, which is a little hack for everyone in the city who might not know. And you can get your tickets still digital from them. So it's on your phone. And we also sell tickets at the MWR, the Leisure Travel Office on Fort Liberty. I almost said Fort Bragg.
I keep saying Fort Bragg. Like,
yeah, we sell tickets there. It also eliminates the Ticketmaster fee, and we do offer military discounts for a lot of our shows. So soldiers and their families can buy tickets right on base. It's a little, you know, box office there for them to access it. So we're trying to make our tickets as accessible as possible and give people different avenues to get them.
because there's no reason for you not to get your tickets and go to these amazing events that you guys are putting so much work into.
It feels like we're announcing stuff like every week. We just announced Toby Mac and Zach Williams. That's going to be a major show. We announced Kansas last week.
I just got an email while we were sitting here from Maddie about Kansas. I'll get back to you soon. I'm excited about the Kansas show too.
Yeah. So it's just stuff every week, and part of me is like, oh my gosh, I have to do another announce or put something else on the web. But then another part of me is like, this is kind of unprecedented for Fayetteville, the time that we're in, with getting so many events and so many acts that people would normally travel to Raleigh or Charlotte to see. So we're just holding on tight to that and riding the wave and making sure that we keep it happening.
Because I like to say is Raleigh's cool and all, Charlotte's cool and all, but everybody says keep their money, keep their dollars local, but everybody's still traveling outside to go see shows. We got it right here.
It's right in our backyard. It's, the Crown's usually a 15-minute drive from most people in the city. I live in Grays Creek, and it's only a 19-minute drive for me. To live in Grays Creek and be able to get to somewhere that quickly, that's amazing. And we just want to show people that there's stuff to do at the Crown. We have, even if it's not a big show, we have conventions going on all of the time. We're a very diverse venue. We have the Coliseum, the theater, the arena, expo center, ballrooms, dining room.
Yes.
And all of those spaces are filled every single week for the most part. So we got it going on.
Another thing that I'm there for, April 20th, the Child Advocacy Center's lip sync battle.
Yes.
I'm going to be a judge.
I didn't know that. That's so exciting.
This time I promise not to have so much fun the night before, guys. I promise. Well, tell everyone where they can find out the more up and coming things that are happening at the Crown.
Yeah, so follow us on Instagram at crowncomplexnc.com. You can also like us and follow us on Facebook, Crown Complex. Join our Crown Insider list. You can access that through our website. It's going to be in the top right-hand corner. And that way you can find out all of the events before anyone else and get your pre-sale codes and get your tickets before anyone else. We're kind of starting to do TikTok a little bit more.
Yes, TikTok.
So follow us, Crown Complex NC. We're really trying to get out in the community with grassroots handbills everywhere. So if you see a handbill for a show, that was us.
Nice.
We're out there. We're doing stuff. Follow our Crown influencers.
Yay, we in here. We out here. We everywhere.
You guys have been such a great resource for us. I know you went to Wanda Sykes just recently. It's been so nice to just have people who genuinely care come to the shows, tell people about it, and show just as much enthusiasm as we do.
I will say Wanda threw me for a loop because it was the lock phone thing. That was my second time ever having that happen, and it still felt because I have anxiety.
Yeah, that was the first time we have done Yonder or something like it in, I think, 15 years. So well before my time. I was 7 the last time I did it. But we did it for Wanda Sykes, and it went extremely well. We were really nervous for public reaction, but everyone in Fayetteville, I think after they got over the initial oh, I won't be able to film it, that's kind of a bummer, everyone was really able to live in the moment and truly just watch Wanda and listen and take away that distraction, because when you go to a lot of live shows now, that's all I'm doing. Yeah. And I'm guilty of it a lot, watching through the screen and not actually watching it with my eyes directly. We did it for Bob Dylan. It went extremely well. And we're doing it again for Kevin Hart. We've put out a lot of great pieces about it. We have an article on our website telling everyone all about Yonder and what it is. It's a phone-free experience for the comedians. They basically just want to protect their material before they get it out for their Netflix specials or wherever they put their special. But yeah, we're ready to take on any more Yonder events that might happen.
Yes, I'm going to be prepared for the third one, I promise. Well, I want to thank you so much for coming on the show. And please don't be a stranger. And Dorothy, Maddie, you two, come on the show.
I'll make them tag along next time.
Yes, absolutely. Well, you guys, check out the Crown because we are doing amazing things, and come see us at the Globetrotters. Hang out, let's snap a picture or do something, and we're gonna figure out how I can sneak Brian into my clutch because I have to have the clutch back. You know the Crown rules.
A clear bag policy.
Yeah, Brian could fit in there. He's little. All right, guys, stay tuned. More Nothing to Do. Bye. The bigger the hair, the closer to God. Hey guys, we're about to end out this episode of Nothing to Do with, of course, our people who do. And I'm going to have to cheat a little bit because I do have a press release, but I still want her to come on the show. You know, it's Women's History Month, and we have a lot of women in our city that are making history. And I just want to talk about Kendra Grant. Now, she is the CEO of Growth Getter, which is a marketing firm here in town. And she's also the marketing director of the United Way of Cumberland County. And April 13th, they're having their annual Over the Edge. Now, I thought about this because I like to do crazy things for charity. See the dunk booth that I did for Landon's Lemonade and Colton's Cookies for a Child Advocacy Center. But I don't think that I could ever rappel on the side of the Medical Arts Building. But it was fun watching the people who did, because couldn't be your girl. Then again, anything for charity. But another woman that I want to highlight with the Over the Edge is Sharon Moyer. Sharon has done so much for our city since coming down. She's been on the board of Dogwood. I'd like for her to be on the board of Kids Peace. She's very, very active with Good Morning Fayetteville. And I find her an amazing lady. And I always remember our date where she took me to Elton John back in the day at the Crown Coliseum. That was really cool. But she's rappelling over said building for the United Way. And it takes some guts. It really does. So if you get a chance, check out the United Way Over the Edge. It's going to happen in April. And come out and support. United Way does a lot of things for each county that they touch. And even as far as doing the Dolly Parton Library, where they supply children with books to read throughout the year, but mainly over the summer. So if you're looking to do more things in your community, of course, I'm going to tell you, Kids Peace could use some board members. But if you're not looking for anything that's a commitment like that, volunteer for the United Way of Cumberland County. Doesn't necessarily have to be your dollars, but your time is appreciated. So that ends out National Women's Month. Oh no, Brian, what else am I going to use to leverage over your head of me wanting to do something? What's next month? You know? We don't know. We'll figure it out. Again, thank you guys for supporting the Nuthin To Do podcast here at the Share Studios with producer Brian and Cumulus Media Group. Q98, Rock 103, Magic 106.9, and News Talk 640. I'm your girl, Dominique. And until next time, if you have something that you want to promote, let me know. Hit me up. DM me, baby. Don't call me. I don't answer the phone. Here's things to do. I really don't answer the phone.
Thanks for tuning in to the Nothing to Do weekly podcast, recorded at the Share Studios in Fayetteville, North Carolina, with your host, Dominique. And make sure to tune in next week because it's only going to get better.